All right, good ball strikers do something completely different with their right knee. All right, their hips don't get forward. That right knee doesn't really get forward. I would say the only person who really gets the right knee forward a little differently is Justin Thomas. Okay, he's extremely gifted when it comes to that. Most golfers, when they come down into impact, that right knee, if we're watching guys on tour, does not go that way. That weight does not get onto that toe. All right, if you don't know this already, if you're somebody who gets to the top of the swing and your weight gets to your toes, all right, very simply, you're going to notice how the club travels differently. Hey, welcome back to Danford Golf. Today we're going to talk about early extension and how it pertains to what the right knee does in the downswing down into impact. Okay, right knee controls a lot of what you're going to do into your impact, and if you're going to manage to stay in your posture or if you're going to lose your posture. All right, so right knee and what it does is really our key today. Help you stay in your posture into impact, help you hit the ball a whole lot better. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our channel. If you're brand new, subscribe, hit that little subscribe button. You'll see all our future videos. You can check out all our videos in the past as well. Leave us a comment, we appreciate that as well. And give us a thumbs up if you support and like our content today. So we're talking about our right knee. Most of the time what I see out there, golfers are really trying to turn their hips really hard, trying to get through impact, because everybody on TV tells us that your belly button should be facing impact when you kind of are at impact, which I totally disagree with. Okay, that's great for some people, but for most of us out there, it's not good for. Even if you look at a lot of tour players, they're not going to be that way at impact. Okay, so if you look like this, all right, that's going to be what early extension looks like. So your right knee, instead of doing what it needs to do, which we'll talk about in a minute, kind of goes forward, and you're trying to get your hips to turn around you by shooting your right hip forward, getting your right knee forward, getting onto your toe, all right? And you just are really struggling hitting the golf ball, okay? For a lot of times, I thought the big idea was if I got my right knee forward, I could get my hips around more. And that's not how you want to do it if you want to play really good golf. All right, good ball strikers do something completely different with their right knee. All right, their hips don't get forward. That right knee doesn't really get forward. I would say the only person who really gets the right knee forward a little differently is Justin Thomas. Okay, he's extremely gifted when it comes to that. Most golfers, when they come down into impact, that right knee, if we're watching guys on tour, does not go that way. That weight does not get onto that toe. All right, if you don't know this already, if you're somebody who gets to the top of the swing and your weight gets to your toes, all right, very simply, you're going to notice how the club travels differently. Okay, it's going to go into a steep pattern. You tend to be actually somebody who comes over the top, and you're going to struggle with those fades or those slices. All right, so first off, we got to make sure when we get to the top, all right, that we don't get to our toes. Okay, now if I put like a fence or something right here on my knees, all right, on the downswing, that knee is never going to go into it. Okay, it's actually going to make sure that you watch videos on some of our past videos on what the right hip should do. All right, because this makes a difference on what the left knee should do. All right, so let's just say that you've watched those videos. You know the right leg's going to straighten a little bit, and it'll actually go deeper. All right, so that hip has to go deeper. Okay, and then on the downswing, this is the magic move. Your right kneecap, it's going to twist. Right, so when you get to the top, instead of the knee going forward or your weight getting to your toe, it's going to start to twist and actually start aiming at that bottom left foot. First is out. All right, it's going to twist inside. You're going to see the weight goes to the inside of my back foot. It doesn't go to the toe. It doesn't do anything weird. All right, it just twists. And that is why we tend to see a lot of guys in impact on TV, or gals look like that at impact, because they're not jetting forward, but they're twisting the leg down into impact. So just so you can see the two differences, we'll go with the right hip going forward, trying to turn our hips in correctly. Super hard to do. I mean, I hope that feels funny when you do it, or it's definitely going to feel funny once you do it correctly and then you try to do it incorrectly. It's always a good way to kind of practice to see, hey, am I doing this right? Does this feel different? If it feels the same, most likely you're still doing the same move, so it should feel differently. So on this one, we're going to feel like the knee twists in and starts to point at the foot rather than going out. All right, and if you can feel those two different moves, you can make the change. All right, tape yourself as always. It helps a whole lot to get the different feeling of what you should and shouldn't be doing. All right, but if you start moving your kneecap, your right kneecap correctly, it is going to help you stay in posture. All right, so I hope this video helps you. Thanks for watching today.